How are you doing? Right, I'm back. 2019. So, I promised I would do a video, and we're going to do it today on Achilles tendons. Thank you those who mentioned Achilles tendon pain, whether you are struggling or just want to know a little bit more about it. So, here it is. They're going to be in sections, so just for the purpose of Instagram, I'm going to split them up in 1 minute videos. So I'm going to shut up and talk about it. So, the Achilles tendon. The purpose of the Achilles tendon is it attaches to our calcaneum, our bone for our heel, and it attaches to our calf muscles. Okay, the complex here, which is, let's just make it nice and simple, soleus, lower portion of our calf, and gastrocnemius, the top portion of our calf. Okay, with the purpose of plantar flexion, so pointing our toes. Okay, so they help point our toes down, which is really important for propulsion. So when we grab hold of the floor when we're running, jumping, we push the floor down, and we jump up. So they are our springs. Okay, they do lots of work for us, and they allow us to jump up and down. And the purpose is, again, to gain some control over our ankle and provide movement. Okay, and again provides propulsion. Perfect for movement activity. Okay, more importantly, why do we get pain? And this sometimes is a bit controversial. So the tendon itself is a white structure made up of collagen. So we have collagen fibers that are split into kind of three forms. We have type 3, which is generally our new form of collagen. We're pretty weak. Then it develops into 2, which it gets a little bit stronger through proliferation and maturation. And 1, which is proper tendon collagen. Okay, so go to your GP with pain in your tendon, often sort of touch and to pinch, and the term that's often diagnosed is tendonitis. So the word tendonitis is again under scrutiny because people are suggesting whether that there actually is inflammation in there, or does the inflammation, is that what's causing your pain? There's not a great blood supply to this area, which again can cause some confusion. Or the word tendinopathy comes into play. Okay, so the discrepancy is whether it's a tendonitis that's causing your acute pain, or whether you can have inflammation without having tendinopathy. So tendinopathy is a breakdown, a degeneration, generally caused by chronic overuse. So you runners that are knocking in 30, 40, 50, 60 plus miles a week, you have chronic overuse of the tendon where the tendon's not quite strong enough to deal with the pressures that it's put under. So there is evidence out there that has taken specimens, pathological specimens, looking at people with pain in the tendon, and what they didn't find was inflammation. They didn't find inflammation that creates pain. What they did find is more type 3 collagen fibers. Remember, type 3 is weak, pretty immature collagen fibers that don't really generate much forces, so don't create stability around this area. And if you have more type 3, then again it means you don't have more type 1s. And type 1s are more rigorous, much more robust tendons that allow better function and facilitation between the calf muscles and the ankle. So they provide good stability, and again they make your ankle a bit more robust because they can match the demands of running, jumping on them. Makes sense so far, cuz? So, I know this is like a lot to take in at the moment. So, again, it doesn't really matter what we call it. I'm not asked whether we call it tendonitis or tendinopathy. What's important is what we do about it. If we say it's tendonitis inflammation, you rice it. So, again, just you look after it, you ice it if it's inflamed, you reduce your activity levels until the inflammation drops down. But the cause is still there, and that's what we need to get to the bottom of. If it's tendinopathy, it's a chronic overuse, which means the tendon isn't strong enough. It's generally not because you are too tight, your calf muscles are too tight. Yes, they can have some influence on range of movement around your ankle, but that's not often the case for tendon type pain. So, to figure out whether you are tight or not, here's a little test for you. See, the heel stays flat on the floor. Keep it there, Javed. Measure this, cuz. Measure the distance between the wall and my big toe. So, the knee to wall test is a really simple test to do. You can do it at home. Make a little note on the floor to see if your ankle range movement has been compromised. Generally, not. Okay, you're looking, again, UK population averages, we would like about 4 centimetres. Okay, but if you're two, as long as left and right are the same, don't worry too much about it. It's not often that. It's a fact that your tendon isn't strong enough. Therefore, in terms of physio or types of therapy, yes, you can get your calf massaged. Yes, you can use a Graston technique, a bit of scraping. Wait. A bit of scraping in down to the layers, either side of your Achilles tendon. Again, what that might do is it might break down hard tissue, some adhesions, might desensitize, so again, reduction in pain. We might use acupuncture for all the same reasons. That's short-term relief. Longer term, this is what you do.
Slowly lower your leg down. Once you feel a little bit of discomfort, stay still. Let the tendon do some work.
Okay, so you obviously take your time and you build up. You start a bit more isometric, which means no movement. So go up on a step, up on both feet, take your good leg away, and then slowly lower yourself down with your bad leg until you feel a little bit of discomfort, and then stay still, okay? So then the tendon is benefited from being loaded, so it's doing work, but because there's no movement up and down, we reduce the risk of irritation. Okay, so you start with no movement, isometric. After that, we would like you to do a bit more eccentric stuff, which means the tendon gets longer under load, so you're slowly lowering your heels down. Then you just slowly progress into more dynamic activities. If you're an active person and you run, cycle, swim, whatever it might be, then the tendon needs to be better dynamic. Okay, so that's when you start loading up and doing your hopping type drills, 2 feet, 1 feet, doesn't matter. Okay, so I spoke a lot about a load of shite, really. So any comments, please tag your friends in it if you think they'd be interested. Share the post. I know it's a long-winded, but bloody share it, will you? It's 2019. I'm going to be doing, again, a big series. I'm going to be more active on here more often. So if you have any more questions, or you want to know more about different types of injuries or training principles or physiology, get in touch, and I'll probably ignore it for a while. No, it won't. I promise I'll do a video. So, like, comment, share. Share the page as best you can to your friends. Let's try and get DA Human Mechanics on the map this year if we can. Cheers, cuz! Ta-da, pals! All best.